Hello, welcome to the update. I'm Susie Thompson. The US has threatened Israel with suspension of arms shipment if it doesn't sort out the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The US administration's given a period of 30 days for Israeli officials to take urgent and sustained action. Meantime, the United Nations Humanitarian Office is calling for an investigation into a deadly Israeli airstrike in northern Lebanon. 23 people were killed when missiles struck a largely Christian village on Monday. UN spokesman Jeremy Lawrence has told the BBC there were 12 women and 2 children among the dead.
We understand it was a 4-storey residential building that was struck. We have real concerns with respect to IHL, so the laws of war and the principles of distinction, precaution and proportionality. We would call for a prompt, independent and thorough investigation.
The driver accused of killing a model at an illegal rave in Melbourne's east has walked free on bail. It's alleged the 23-year-old was drunk and on drugs when he hit Elise Hodder with his car in Kooyong. He faces court again in February. The federal government is investing $17 million in a national aerial firefighting fleet. It will deal with a range of natural disasters, including cyclones and flash flooding. Minister for Emergency Management, Jenny McAllister, says challenging conditions are on the way.
The Bureau indicates to us that we can expect a bit of that in the season to come. The forecast is for warmer than average conditions, for wetter than average conditions, and for an active cyclone season.
The Queensland Labor government could be in trouble with early voter exit polls showing a swing towards the coalition. Their election is on Saturday week, with Stephen Miles trying to get an extension of his time in the top job. A News Corp poll of 1,000 early voters found Labor could lose Townsville and Mackay, but keep central Brisbane and Cairns. Sport and entertainment are next. In sport, the Socceroos have had a 1-1 draw against Japan at their latest World Cup qualifier. Both goals were own goals in a closely contested battle. And the West Indies women are through to the semi-finals of the World 2020 Cricket Cup following a 6-wicket win over England. Australia, New Zealand and South Africa are the other teams through to the final 4. Meantime, the Women's Spring Challenge is underway, the 2020 competition seeing the Adelaide Strikers score a 17-run win over the Renegades, while the Melbourne Stars had an 8-wicket win over the Sydney Sixers. In entertainment news, tickets for 4 Oasis shows in Melbourne and Sydney have sold out. Fans paid as much as $800 a ticket for the chance to see the band, which hasn't performed in Australia since 2005. Oasis has announced a 5th and final show in Melbourne on November 4, which will go on pre-sale tomorrow. And Nicole Kidman has farewelled her late mum at a private memorial service on Sydney's North Shore. Family and friends gathered at the church in Lavender Bay to celebrate the life of Janelle Kidman. And that is the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you later on for another update. I'm Susie Thompson.